look like we got nothing better to do than cool our heels with a dead guy.
Oh, gee, boss, do you think he's really dead?
Well, let me put it this way. Next time he goes to a shoe store, we're gonna have to take the toe tag off twice. Yes, he's really dead. But don't worry. Old Jackie boy will protect you.
Thanks, boss. That means a lot to me.
Can't hear you. Back off, or get down, one or the other. There you go.
That's really impressive. Judging from that, I guess you'd be really good at...
At what? I'd be good at what?
I was just going to say that you'd make a pretty good sidekick.
Oh, what? A sidekick, buddy? I'll show you, sidekick. Hi-ya! No Watson has ever been a sidekick. You're dumber than that pretentious great-great-great-uncle of yours.
Is that so? If Sherlock was so dumb, how dumb did your great-granduncle have to be? He was only a sidekick.
Hey, these guys. Come look at this.
I see what you mean. Very unusual.
I agree. Very unusual. What is it?
Come on, Foster. Don't you know the angle of the blade?
Right, the angle of the blade. Exactly what is it about the angle of the blade that I should notice?
Spoken
Well-
like a true sidekick.
Well, look here, Mr. Holmes. When someone is stabbed, the
Circle
blow
this.
sort of comes in like this, or that.
We need
Steady.
Ashton, light on this side of the body.
You see, the blow sort of comes in this, or that.
No, I'm sorry, Mr. Diamond, but I must disagree. Most murderers don't use the Sicilian grip anymore, particularly if the murder was left-handed. The blow would have come in sort of like this.
The criminal's mind probably wasn't on his grip, but more on the strength of the blow.
The other one. We need to see her stabbing him.
Yeah, but really, that blade doesn't fit either.
You're right.
Excuse me, Mom?
No.
Yes.
Am I interrupting something?
Oh, no.
No, you're fine.
I was just speaking to the chef. She has a very good idea for taking care of the body.
No, we're not cannibals.
No, I was saying that we could freeze the body. We could put it in the freezer so it could freeze.
That is still a terrible idea.
No. I
Not
agree
loud
with her.
enough.
I think that we should put the body in the freezer.
Not so fast, Miss Moneypants. Putting the body in the freezer could destroy valuable elements.
Listen, I don't care what you guys like to eat for dinner, but I'm gonna go check out the basement, so...
Fine, Jack. See you later.
Oh, boss, you're so detective. You're so crazy.
Oh, yeah, you're an idiot.
You are so annoying!
You are a moron.
You are a buffoon! You guys.
It's really dark.
You guys,
Keep
we
going.
can't hear you.
If they don't do it, keep going. We gotta go for time.
You're an imbecile. You.
Excuse me, there is still a body to deal with.
Jenny's right. We do need to move the body somewhere safe.
Yes.
Why don't we put it in the freezer?
That is just what we were saying. Foster, why don't you and the chief go put the body in the freezer?
Exactly.
Never boys.
Miss Pindu, I can't help but feel that you and Captain Wimberley seemed a bit at odds.
Yes, it's true. We had been fighting, but I did not kill him. Why are you questioning me? I have already established my innocence.
Miss Pindu.
You would have it in your bag, yeah.
Miss Pindu, would you be willing to write down the fact that you're innocent?
Write it down.
Yes. Please write down, I am innocent, and sign it.
I believe this is preposterous, but if it will establish my innocence.
Miss Pindu, what's the problem?
I am very nervous, and when I become nervous, I become ambidextrous.
Fascinating. Thank you very much.
better go check it out.
That's probably Jack and Wanda. They've been down there a while. I hope everything's going all right.
If it is, it'll be about the first time in life. What were you and Mrs. Creekman talking about?
Why? Doesn't matter, Foster. She is so old, she won't remember anything anyway. But I guess it's kind of sad. She was my idol growing up. Well, her Dr. Watson, of course. But now she can't remember anything. And she's always rambling on about Mrs. Preakness. Or always rambling on or sending Miss Preakness on some errands.
Speaking of Bindu, she seems rather nice, don't you think?
Now listen here, Foster. You stay away from her. I think she's involved in the murder.
I appreciate your concern for my welfare.
Huh, it's always sarcasm with you, isn't it?
No, I mean it. I appreciate it that you care about me.
Thanks, Foster.
Found these two down in the basement. Didn't I tell y'all to stay put?
Yeah, whatever. Well, looky what I found down there.
What could this be?
Elementary manager Holmes.
High and low. Some of you have to get lower.
It's a circuit breaker that causes a blackout. That looks like a normal occurrence. Oh, boss, that's exactly what you said.
Just hold on a pig knuckle minute. Do you mean someone planted this device?
Yes!
Somebody did so they could kill Captain Wimberly?
Yes!
No!
Yes!
You know, as I was saying about the cutlery.
Miss Prickner, all due respect, we got bigger fish to fry.
Let's hear her out, Chief.
As I was saying, the chef has everything arranged beautifully in the kitchen. Go smell, dear.
Every spoon, every knife, and every fork has a designated spot. Every knife has a distinctive pattern on it, which is quite visible in the acid meat.
But every knife except for one small paring knife. I believe that if we were to remove the blade from poor Captain's body, we would find our missing paring knife.
Well, that sure does make sense. It makes sense to use a knife that was already around here. We already know he was sad. So what's your point?
My point is that a paring knife has a small blade. Though the handle might be large, a paring knife would not be able to fully stab someone and kill them unless it broke an artery. And when his body was being transferred, I noticed there was only a small amount of blood around the wound. Therefore, I must conclude that he was not stabbed. In fact, I'm quite sure he was poisoned.
Poison?
But how can you be so sure?
Because it seems, dear, would you hold this for me? That I have been poisoned myself.
Everyone back to the boys.
She must have been poisoned.
Two people dead and a murderer still on the loose.
Oh, boss, I'm scared. I mean, who's gonna be next, you know?
Don't worry, Wanda. I'll protect you from this guy.
Hold on there, Diamond. What makes you so certain it's a guy? I'm still not sure about Miss Watson over there. She spent a lot of time alone with Preakness. She could put the poison in the ice water. She was drinking it right before she died.
Really? Watson did it.
Hey, no. Don't be silly. Miss Watson didn't give her the water. I did.
Bindu did it.
I didn't kill her!
Who put the poison in the ice water?
Oh, right, guys, listen up. Anyone could have put the poison in the ice water. We were all too busy worrying about the knife that we wouldn't even notice that someone had slipped the poison into her water.
Let's just calm down.
All right, everybody, let's just calm down. We need to decide our next logical course of action.
You are absolutely right, Foster. And that logical course of action is to split up and look for clues.
Hold on there, Miss Watson. This ain't Scooby-Doo. What good was splitting up to do it, unless you want to knock us off one by one?
Let's be honest, Chief. I don't want to kill you. I don't want to knock you off one by one. Both murders happened while we were in a crowd. Perhaps the murderer likes to work in large numbers. Besides, if we split and look for clues, the murderer may become unaware of it until it's too late. And there's still a sack of gold somewhere around here.
You know, I like your thinking. Why don't I go check out the basement right now?
Not so fast, Jack. I don't think that's a very good idea.
We have 3 more?
Miss Pindu.
Wow.
Miss Pindu, why don't you stay and help me look for clues in the kitchen?
Thank you, but no thank you. I would much rather go along with Foster. He can protect us if we run into danger.
Fine, I guess we can go to the kitchen.
Then I'll go to the basement with Miss Watson.
No, I think I'll take Wanda and we'll stay here and check out the clues in the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, hillbilly boy. Let's go to the basement. Good old time.
Seat appears normal. Food appears normal. No signs of discoloration.
Walk this way.
Iced tea with tea melted. Bread looks fine. Man, I really wish I was paying more attention to what people were doing in eating and drinking.
Foster sat here, and he had a regular entree with salad with ranch dressing.
Louder,
Mrs.
Lydia.
Preakness sat here, and she had an entree with salad and iced tea to drink. Oh, and she also had that bowl of guacamole. Miss Pindu sat here, and she had a regular entree with salad and hot tea to drink. Captain Wimberly, naked. Mr. Wimberly sat here, and then he was giving his speech, and then he looked like this. But he had a regular entree with salad and iced tea to drink. Chief Staten sat here, and he had an entree with salad with Thousand Island dressing and iced tea. The boss sat here, and he had an entree, but he didn't eat any because he says it gives him indigestion, and the boss never eats salad. He had iced tea with egg. And I sat here, and I just had a salad because I'm trying to watch my figure. I had water to drink.
That is incredible.
He didn't just hire me for my looks, sister.
Come on, Wanda. Let's go to the basement. Let's check something out down there.
It's been 15 minutes. Where is everyone?
I haven't a clue. But to be honest, Foster, I'm glad we're alone. You see, I've always looked up to you. You are so smart and handsome. You're the only one I can trust.
Pindu. That's a French name, isn't it?
Excuse me?
Your name is French, is it not?
Oui, but what does it matter, Foster? Honestly, you made me so mad I could.
Kill me? Oh, I'm glad you're all back. I have an announcement to make. Pindu is the murderer.
What?
Fascinating. How did you discover this?
Oh, fascinating. How did you discover this?
Elementary, my dear Watson. Pindu is French, and in reality is an anagram for Lupin. So it is obvious who she is and why she killed both of the victims.
Obvious to you?
Yeah, it may be obvious to you there, chum, but none of us are understanding a single word that you're saying at all.
Okay, listen. I think I know what you mean. Claudette Pindu is a great-great-granddaughter of C. Auguste Dupin, the French detective whose exploits were recorded by Edgar Allan Poe. He is claiming that she then killed Captain Wimberly as an act of revenge for her grandfather not being in the finals. Is that true, boss?
Yes, in a way. I actually figured that she killed them both because she is French and they were British. And everyone knows that the French people hate the British people.
Boy, if stupid was eggs, you'd have almost every day, wouldn't you?
Well, at least we know who the murderer is.
Yeah, I don't think so, Wanda. You see, Mrs. Pindu could have poisoned Mrs. Preakness, and maybe even poisoned Captain Wimberly. But the thing is that there's one thing she couldn't have done. Remember when the lights went out and she was fumbling all over the place, like punching people in the nose and such? Well, you see, down in the basement, it's much too dark to plant this here device, even with the flashlight and the lights on.
What's your port trying to get at here?
It was much too dark for her to do anything in the basement.
Diamond is absolutely The murder Wanda and I discovered in the basement shows how the murder was committed and how the murderer expected to get away with it.
This ought to be interesting.
While we were down in the basement, we checked out the garbage chutes. Inside one of those chutes dropped directly from the basement. Inside that can, we found evidence of Kosovo melon.
But I never heard of this Kosovo melon.
It's relatively quick. It's very, very poisonous.
When I realized that Kosovo melon was involved, the murder had all made sense. That's why Mrs. Preakness' observation about the knife is so important.
But where was the poison?
Chocolate can be frozen. Whenever it's frozen, it's melted. But let's say Captain Grimmer was
Louder.
where it was melted, it becomes lethal again.
That is exactly right. When we put the body in the freezer, we would have had no idea that the Kosovo melon involved. Until we found traces of Kosovo melon in the basement.
Hold on there now. You didn't find no Kosovo melon peels. I was down there when I was down there in the basement with you.
You are absolutely right, Chief. But I never said anything about peels. I just said traces. The paper towels that the killer used to wipe his hands after the Kosovo melon was cut with a paring knife were covered in Kosovo melon juice. Probably the same juice that he put in the ice to kill Mrs. Preakness.
Stanton did it.